Hey guys, how's it going? It's Kyra here with another Exos Heroes video. And in today's video, I want to talk about, in my opinion, the coolest character in the game. For a while there, he was meta, then he fell out of the meta, and now I think for good reason, he's right back in there as one of the best characters in the game. Before we get into the video, if I can get a like on the video and a subscribe to the channel if you're looking for more Exos Heroes content, that'd be highly appreciated. The character I'm talking about is Baraka here. I always thought his kit was dope. It really fit his character. Just he has badass animations. It was kind of a bummer when he fell out of the meta because I'm a fan of the character, but I think for a couple reasons, he is right back in there. The first one being FC April. FC April really has taken this faction back and put it right back in there as one of the best in the entire game. Due to the passives here, mainly fan service, disheartened front row enemies receive 40% increased damage. All damage against the targets are applied as piercing damage. A really good way to really melt through those front lines that are really tough to get through. The two teams you're going to be facing mainly are going to be Northbound Frosty and Greenland. Both of those factions have a ton of front row strength that you're going to need to burn through, so having that passive is really important. One of the next things here is going to be the addition of the Awakening Fake Core memories for both Rachel here and for Baraka, the Awakened Baraka. So having both of those online makes this faction actually viable to the Greenland faction, who's had this ready to go for quite a while. Finally, Shufrak and finally Rachel gets to actually compete on that same level, like on an even playing field because of this core memory. Then a couple of interesting things. This is exclusive to Baraka on the blue fake cores. So here, let's actually go into that section of the game. The cool thing is he's double dipping, because not only does he get, because this was back when it was a big mess when it came to their nationality on how these characters are going to work. Like, so he's Wasted Red, he's part of Rachel's team. Like, how does it work? So currently he is part of Rachel's faction here. So as you can see here, this buff grants Baraka. See, boom, you get Baraka on Rachel's blue fake core. So he's going to get those stats there. But then he's also getting stats from his own blue fake core as well. So he double dips. He gets both the stats. So like, let's say I had the blue fake core Baraka fused. You could get like up to 60% extra health. You can get up to, I want to say 6% attack. So 12% attack, like absolutely nuts on a character like him who is kind of squishy on his own, but you mainly want to just have a ton of attack on him, and then the health is going to be a bonus, but mainly it's going to be the attack that you want him to hit like a truck, and he's going to be able to absolutely melt people now because he's double dipping on those extra blue fake core stats. All of that being said, then just naturally him as a character is very good. So I'm trying to build him up. Here's where he's at now. This is with very minimal unleashed potential here. He has so many avenues to really be able to increase his power in this game. Just absolutely wreck people. So stats are not going to be a problem. And now it's going to be like, is he actually a good character? And I think he's absolutely amazing for multiple reasons. None of that would have mattered if the kit sucks. First thing is going to be his passive here. And he's a finishing blow 3 character, so he is an assassin style. He's going to be fast. And he's going to try to do a ton of damage. Attacks if the enemy takes damage and his health drops below 10%. So what he does is he attacks someone, or if someone gets someone low, he's going to attack out of turn and then jumps in there and tries to finish them off. So that's the point of finishing blow passives. Harbinger of Awakening mark, where it inflicts mark of revenge to an enemy that kills an ally. This buff is removed when the target with Mark of Revenge is killed or damaged by Harbinger of Awakening and activates the awakening effects of all allies with the awakening skill. If you have multiple characters that are awakened, like him and Rachel are usually paired on the same team, they're both going to take advantage of this. Heal grants heal over time that heals 25% of attack every turn to self. Then special increases attack speed by 25 and gains damage immunity for 4 turns when health is at or below 30%. So a really good effect that if some character on your team dies, you're going to get this mark that kind of cool. It's like a revenge style mechanic that, oh, he killed your teammate, so now I'm way stronger. Ends up getting multiple effects to help you turn that battle back in your favor. So I really like this passive, especially because they kind of talk to each other. So it's like you got this passive here, and then part of the team that just naturally fits on the team. You're not really changing anything that gets those effects too. Good synergy just there naturally. And the reason why you choose these ones, not the blue fake cores for both of these characters, because you want that core memory buff to your stats. So that's a really important thing to have. You can't really go out with even the 5% is just enough to justify, in my opinion, picking these versions over the First Dragon version of Baraka or the Blue Faker version of Rachel. So then he has the A1 here, which 225% damage to one enemy, resets turn if target dies, steals 1 mana from the target, and grants 2 mana to back row ally if target is disheartened. So this is really good synergy with Rachel because he's the one applying that disheartened debuff on people that have less attack than him. Then you're also doing a decent amount of damage here, 225% damage to one enemy, and then you get a reset if you can kill the guy, which probably going to be rare on something like this. Even though you do a ton of damage, it's going to take a pretty squishy or undergeared character to die to a 225% modifier like that. But the main thing is going to be being able to steal mana from the target and then grants 2 mana. So you get this big swing here where you could potentially be hitting a back row person, especially in the beginning of the game when mana is at a low point. Stealing that mana is massively going to change how the early game plays out for you. His last move here, 525% damage to one enemy, steals 1 mana. It has that same plunder mechanic with disheartened. So stealing mana is really important, but mainly this is just going to be trying to body someone with a high damage move for very low mana. Then it also has extra damage with signature force. So he hits like an absolute truck. And then if you look at his stats here, he naturally has a high amount of critical hit. He's going to have a ton of damage because he has the most amount of modifiers on a good character that you could possibly increase him with the core memory. Base stats are really high because he's an assassin style character that just naturally has base high attack. He has 2 blue fade cores that he's double dipping in, and he has a core memory that he's sharing stats with. So just an absolute crazy amount of stats here that fit perfectly with what he's trying to accomplish on his team, which is just trying to kill the enemy as fast as possible. So definitely absolutely an amazing character nowadays. When he kind of dipped out of the meta there for a bit because of the additions in the game that have helped out this faction, I think he's right back in there as one of the best characters in the entire game. All right, but that's pretty much it when it comes to this guide here. Let me know in the comments below if you have any questions or what you guys think about Baraka nowadays. Also join the Discord if you guys want to have any discussions about Exos heroes in particular. We're really growing a big community down there, so be sure to join that. Links down in the description. And with that, guys, I am out. Peace.